Do you remember when, in 2018, a trailer was released for a new sandbox video game very similar in style to Minecraft called Hytale? To some, it seemed like just another run-of-the-mill copycat video game, like many that have been released during those years. But for others, it was a video game that promised to revolutionize and even rival the great Minecraft. Presenting a cube world, yes, but with adventure, bosses, story, minigames, and official tools to create mods, and being a project focused more on his community, offering them the ability to create their own servers so that each one could develop their respective adventures and creations. This idea and vision were not formed from the beginning from this video game, but rather the company and developer had been thinking about it for a long time. The studio knows as Hypixel Studio, and the subsequences idea they will have for Hytale will be born in the community of a Minecraft server. A server that many of you may know because they are literally called exactly the same thing, Hypixel. This server, created by Simon Collins Laflame, better known simply as Simon, remember this name for later, affiliate to Che in 2013, quickly became the largest and most popular server Minecraft had. It managed to form a huge community that enjoyed its minigames and the many things it offered to players until 2014, which, to make a long story short, Microsoft bought Mojang, affecting quite a few people, including those who developed servers for the game, because that same year Mojang changed its server monetization policies. Between 2011 and 2013, Minecraft exploded in popularity, and Mojang had very few rules about how to monetize servers. This gave rise to many forms of monetization, the most profitable being ranks and quits, which begins to be sold by all the servers, which effectively were pay to win, exclusive comments, access to private areas, and exclusive enchantment, better loots, etc. In short, they made those who put in more money objectively stronger, and this caused Mojang to see the problem that was forming with the server and the practice they were using against the community, where the majority of the players were minors during the years leading up to 2014. What ultimately formalized the change in these policies was when Microsoft bought Mojang and ended up applying them in its terms. This change in policy not only limited the monetization of the Hypixel server, but also all Minecraft server creators. Thanks for this move by Mojang and Microsoft, the idea of Hytale became increasingly appealing. Hypixel realized that even though they control possibly one of the largest Minecraft servers, they will not be able to control the rules since they were limited to any decision and change that Mojang imposed on the game. Now, what I'm saying might make it seem as if Hytale was conceived as an evil idea on the part of the Hypixel to create a video game where they could use the most absurd and strange monetization methods imaginably to squeeze as much money as possibly out of their players. But no, Hytale was not created with the intention of using pay to win as the only form of monetization in the game. That will have caused hatred and bad image for the company itself. Instead, Hypixel Studio realized that those who use Minecraft to create their own servers always fell into the pay-to-win because it was the only profitable option for the creators. So Hytale was not created solely so that Hypixel could control everything, but rather to develop a new healthier form of monetization for the community that was designed from the outset so that the servers will not be end up falling into the practice simply on Minecraft's own servers before its policy changes. And one way or another, after these changes in 2014, part of the Hypixel team decided to create his own video game, keeping the best of the Minecraft, but fixing and adding things that solve his limitations. So now we return to the trailer again. December 13, 2018, a trailer presenting Hytale was posted on YouTube, and within minutes, it went viral. The entire internet went crazy when it first saw a Minecraft clone that was more complete and had more features than Minecraft itself. And even better, designed primarily as a platform from creators with mods and official servers. So, starting in 2018, there was a lot of excitement surrounding this project, and many people follow it closely to see how it will be evolved. Over the years, updates on the project continued to be published, but there was still no playable version, let alone a specific release date. Hytale remained an indie project, self-financed by the profits the team received from their Minecraft server until 2020. Then, without warning, and when no one expected it, Riot Games bought Hypixel Studio. Yes, the same people who created fucking LoL. It was done with the intention of helping those finances and professionalize the development of Hytale. This big change was not initially received negatively because the plan was to maintain the team structure, expand capabilities, and accelerate development, with Riot providing financial resource and corporate support. But we will see how this will change over the years. First of all, what happened was the Riot wanted to make Hytale a much more ambitious project, making it multi-platform with improved graphics, more complex systems, and more. This, which at first glance will seem like a good thing, ended up delaying and slowing down the already slow development in Hytale. Because in order to include and add several of the things that Riot wanted, much of the code had to be rewritten several times. The engine changed, and each improvement they wanted to add slowed down the project even more. As the years went by, the expectation for the video game that will have competed with Minecraft continued to grow. 5 years later, on June 23, 2025, Riot Games announced that Hytale would be completely cancelled and that they will end all development on it, as well as close Hypixel studios. This was a hard blow that the internet did not see coming. After almost 10 years of development, with millions of fans waiting for the game, the imminent cancellation ended up everyone's hope of seeing this game finally finished. But for one person, this wasn't over. Ooh, that sounds great. Remember the bastard I told you to remember? Well, it turns out that Simon, who had been one of the original founders of the Hypixel, wasn't willing to let Hytale die so easily. While Riot was busy closing down the studio, Simon began negotiations to recover the Hytale IP, keeping the internet up to date with updates via X. The idea was that if he managed to get the IP back, he wouldn't have to start from scratch, even with all the changes that had occurred with the Riot acquisitions. It will continue with the initial and main idea they had in mind when they were an indie group, and will keep most of the original code, which, to everyone's surprise, was almost completely ready to be released as early access. So, Simon simply needed to regain the rights to the game to make what the internet community had been waiting for almost a decade a reality. Finally, in November 2025, Simon announced that he had repurchased Hytale and the intellectual property association with Riot Games, returning the project to its original creators. Weeks later, more than 30 developers who had already worked on the first edition of the game were rehired to speed up the early access release process. And now, early access was officially announced with a release date of January 13, 2026. Even though it is the legacy version, Hytale will finally be playable, and although it will be released incomplete and with bugs and all this stuffs obviously is gonna to have, all the problems and inconveniences he had through these years of development will finally come to an end. Now it's just a matter of seeing how it's being received by the public, and whatever Hypixel Studio, together with the community, can continue to correct and perfect this video game that died but was revived by the love and affection of its original creators, to give it a second chance. And yeah, that's all. I'm going to buy that fucking shit.